What up, YouTube and my subscribers, and then anyone else out there? It's the Kippy, and I'm coming in with a slideshow, more or less of a pre-analysis of the two upcoming consoles, the PlayStation 4 and, of course, the Xbox One. Now, I just want to compare these two using pros and cons, my own personal opinion, without being biased, of course, and stating actual facts that hopefully won't be outdated or false by the time the two consoles come out. So, without further ado, let's get started. Free-to-play titles. About 10 years ago, free-to-play wasn't much of a thing. Now these types of games have impacted the gaming industry greatly. These companies can earn their money through ads or even letting their consumers pay for in-game currency. I can assure you though, without paying a cent, you can still have a great time on plenty of the free-to-play titles on PC. And guess what? 3 very popular ones are coming to PS4. There's PlanetSide 2, Blacklight Retribution, and even Warframe. There's also a few others. I know this may seem a bit of a biased approach since Xbox One has nothing to compete with here, but I am sure they will have something to offer in the future. I know as of now Microsoft will be having World of Tanks on Xbox 360. Alright, moving on to the battle of the exclusives. For the Xbox One, you got Titanfall, which I forgot to put on that list there. You got Halo, and then for the PlayStation, you got Killzone, you got Infamous Second Son. Now personally, I've always believed that the Xbox dominated over PlayStation for continuous years for the battle of the exclusives, and I'm going to preside with that argument. This is primarily opinion based, so I'm not going to go too in depth here. You guys can argue in the comment section below, but please no hating. Alright, and I'm going to continue. Now, if we look at the pricing between the two consoles, we have a $100 gap, because the PlayStation 4 is $400, Xbox One is $500, and that's because the Xbox One, of course, has an additional piece of hardware, the Xbox Kinect 2.0. Now, you gotta think, why are you buying your console? Is it gotta be more purpose for solely gaming or multimedia purposes? If it's multimedia purposes, then go ahead, spend the extra $100. If it's not, you're going to be planning to play, just games, and you want to save $100, then PS4 is probably a more viable option. Now let's take a look at the hardware. If you remember a while back, the Xbox 360 was released much earlier than the PlayStation 3, which is why the Xbox 360 had tons of hardware problems. The infamous red ring of death. And so I just kind of want to state that before I go into the next screen, because we can expect the Xbox One to be a bit more sturdier this time around. Now let's look at the hardware basics of both consoles. If we look at the Xbox One, that has 8 GB of DDR3 RAM, and it will use 5 GB for gaming and 3 GB for OS. That means it will run faster overall as a console for multimedia, switching between games, stuff like that. But for gaming it will lack a little bit, especially considering it is using DDR3 RAM, while PS4 uses GDDR5 RAM, and it will use 7 GB of ramming and only 1 for the operating system. And so if we look back over to Xbox, like I said before, it will be faster for multimedia purposes. It might be a pro in your book, but in terms of gaming, I will consider that a con. But when loading these large-scale environments like Skyrim, those type of games, Xbox One will have some difficulty in the far future. I'm going to make this quick and clean. In terms of online service, we're now going to have to pay both of them, so expect a bit more quality from PlayStation, because now we have to pay for PlayStation Plus. It's rumored that we will have to pay considerably lesser amount than whatever Xbox Live is going to cost. I'm presuming $60. There isn't going to be much of a conclusion in this video, because I'm going to let your opinions be minded up to you guys, and I'm just going to say that there are plenty of other factors which may alter your decision making on which console you're going to get this time around, or even you may be getting PC, your choice. In a sec here, I have a question for you guys, and I'm going to be signing off. The question to you guys is, do you think next-gen consoles will have as an exaggerated lifespan as the current ones did? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. This was probably one of my most ever worked on videos in a while, and I could really get some motivation and get back into the YouTube atmosphere here. So, anyone out there, subscribe, like, rate, comment, please. I will be talking to you if you comment. I will interact. Alright, that's about it, guys, and I'm signing off.